Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're doing the star sign of the water signs for 2022. It is the sun, moon and rising in water, Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio energy. The first card I pulled, and we're doing this on a live reading, we're also including that it's actually a full moon in Aquarius. So maybe you have an Aquarian placement in your chart. So the first card I've pulled for the water signs is the Aquarian card. This is about renewing ties with people, getting a diet, an exercise program going, watching your health, trying to find new solutions to existing problems with your health. And the star is always something good to look forward to on a starry night. When there's blackness, always remember that there's hope with the Star of Bethlehem. And it's interesting, I got a lozenge called Relax, and it's a calming rescue remedy for my son and for me, because we're going through a move and starting a new job, and people get nervous when they've got something new going on. Moving house is very stressful, and I took this one particular day, and it really helped me. And it had an ingredient, was the Star of Bethlehem. It's all natural essential oils and natural elements, but it really worked. So it's saying to look for alternative natural therapies and bring those into your life. It's also a healing of a relationship with someone that may have been out of your life for a short period of time due to moving of state, or having to move different countries, or having to move away from someone because of external reasons and avenues. And crossing your path, you have the Scorpion card. It's the water card. This is you or someone around you, whether it be a parent or a father figure or a mother figure. There is someone around you who has the Pisces energy, Scorpio or Cancer. They are romantic, flirtatious, dramatic. They fall in love quickly. They may sweep you off your feet. The need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. The cards I'm using today are by Doreen and Radleigh Valentine, the Faery Tarot deck, and Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid, and the map, the Enchanted map by Colette-Baron-Reid, and the Fairy Oracle, Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, which is beautiful artwork by Selina Fenech. It's my favourite deck. So you may have this person that's crossing your path that is a dreamy person, romantic, but also likes the attention of others. So they may have a wandering eye. Doesn't mean they're going to do anything about it. It just means they like to flirt. It's flirtatious energy. And then on the bottom, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which talks about having your own business or starting your own business where you can work from home and be successfully self-employed. She's got all of her riches around her, all her ripe bananas and ripe berries and agricultural. So you may have a farm, or it might have been a dream of yours once upon a time to own land and work from home, or you may have worked from home at some stage in your life. So the Pisces energy is featured very strongly in this reading, as we have the Hanged Man, which is about an awakening. So in the past you may have had some sort of awakening. You've got the yin and yang symbol, the dark and the light. It's trying to find a happy balance. So Odin, Norse mythology, swung from a tree and got all the images of the runes by hanging upside down. So looking at life in a different perspective. And he's got a halo around his head, so he's looking at things differently. You may have been wanting, in the past life, you may have been a priest, or you may have links to the church in a past life and ministers and things like that. My family goes back to a ministerial role in the community in Newcastle. One was a deacon of a church at the Tabernacle, so I've got a long line of priesthood, and I guess he was knighted by the Queen. So he was actually he came and migrated from England, and he was promoted to be deacon of the Tabernacle. Before that, he was a minister at Cessnock in Hinton, but he came out and under the Queen's instructions was awarded the honour of the deacon. So there's that, and that might also make you very careful, very prudent in this life, because you've come from a background of worship in this life, and so that DNA is embedded heavily into you, and you may be trying to act for the good of mankind. Pisces energy, the hangman, is also talking about giving something up in order to do something new, whether it be a habit or something you wanted to drop, like smoking or something like that, a substance. It's also a temporary pause in action. It gives you a chance to look at things differently. And it talks about people maybe have thought you were very weird and unique, but that's just who you are. You look at things in a different way. And that can be kind of confronting to some people who are stuck in a box or in a routine. So you might not always fit into certain circles because you have this different outlook on life. Or this spiritual outlook, which is not in the lane or the parameters of the church. You might be a spiritual church person who would rather go to a spiritual church with no Catholic or Anglican denomination, which is what I tend to attend. I attend a spiritual church. My grandmother did too. So there's a long line of that. And the spiritual church has been organised since 1923, and it used to operate in Newcastle. I went to a reading of Flowers a week ago, and they talked about how the spiritual church has been around for a long time because people were annoyed with all the rules and restrictions the Catholics and the Anglicans placed on the faith, so they chose to do a non-denomination universal church. And it used to be in Newcastle and Hunter Street, then it moved up to near Mosborough Crescent, I think it is, which is kind of on the way to the old NBN. And then you've got, in crowning your card, you've got a Queen of Cups. This person is loving, comforting. She could be a nurse. She's emotional. She's intuitive. She'll know things long before you do. She may be a practicing psychic. Could be a parent figure, an auntie, a grandmother. There's someone who gets things, who could be very religious but also gets gainful insights to future events, or is quite religious and knows things from her intuition. She probably takes care of many people, including you, and see all the sunflowers vying for her attention. That's why she's very careful with who she lets in, because she's prone to burnout. Being nursing, a community nurse, even working in pharmacy, is like a nurse, because you're looking after so many people's energies, and they usually visit a pharmacy, or you visit a place like a hospital when you're not well. That can be quite draining on the person trying to look after you. So yeah, there's a bit of a drain going on. It's something to be careful that you don't get burnt out quickly. And that's what I got from that. So the intuition can come from a long line of spiritual people or church people, which is, in my case, my grandmother was very psychic, very spiritual, and a Scorpion. So your gifts might be inherited down a long line of psychic mediums, or your family on both sides have that gift. Some people call it a gift. I used to call it a curse. Depends how you look at it. Then you have the Queen of Summer, which I just talked about, and you like to help and assist people. Yeah. Okay, so then we've got, and the sunflowers, it's funny, I found these at the church, at the library. It looks like a church, but it's a library in Lambton. And I'm wanting to plant them because it's got sunflowers, and I think sunflowers are beautiful. It's always been my favourite, one of my favourite flowers. Sunflowers represent the sun, life. They also represent hope and healing and learning. That's why they plant them near schools usually. My sons went to a school called Bulimba Public School, and they had sunflowers growing up the top. Bulimba in Aboriginal terms means heart of the sea. And yeah, that school was the biggest community that used to go to that school. It's amazing. They ran Zumba classes out of there, and they were very big with helping kids, teaching kids programs. It was a really good school. Kids teaching kids, so they took kids that were interested in science on a camp to promote that. The kids teaching teachers what they knew and what their concerns were. That was just a really good program. They had Stephanie Alexander's cooking program that ran out of that school, so they had a lot of really good things going for it. My kids did really well there. Queen of Autumn is talking about someone around you who could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn energy. She could be your fairy godmother. She comes to rescue and swoop in and save the day when you need something done, or maybe she brings food or She helps you out with how to decorate your home. She loves to decorate. She loves things that are expensive, like fine jewellery, plush fabrics, good cooking, good wine, good food. She may be a little timid because see the little rabbit that's at the corner there? That can be a small energy. She may feel very small and come to you for support. People that are shy tend to like small animals, and she may feel small at times as well. Rabbits also represent prosperity. She likes to spend money. She's a fierce spender, but she also likes to save money. And she'll help your dreams come true. She's capable of running a small army, a big house or a small house. Nothing phases her. Then you have the Sun card, the best card to get in the deck, which talks about plans that work out perfectly. A return to health, again, talks about your health is returning. Gratitude for the blessings of life, and rewards and commendations. So it says you're going to be rewarded. Maybe you get a prize or an accolade, or you've passed a test of some sort. Like I've just come through a major transformation, and it's taken a cycle of 6 years, which has not been good. I think a lot of people have come through something massive since COVID. It's changed a lot of how we look at things and view the world and work, and how we view getting together and making the most of what we have with the short time that we have on this earth. The Sun is talking about being grateful for what you have. It's a Leo energy, and we're in Leo season, so it's appropriate we've got that. And the unicorn is representing knowledge, and it also represents watching about purification and being careful what you put in your body. So you may be having a detox of some sort, and putting healthy foods in, and taking up exercise and things to improve your health and your mental well-being. And it is like a spring. So spring here in England is winter here, so it's like a springtime of sorts, but the reverse. It says being happy. Go ahead and toot your own horn. It says happiness and satisfaction. New ideas are coming through to you, maybe in your sleep. Then you have the Hermit card. It's a good card to have. It's finding a mentor or taking a break from society, or a commitment to your spiritual growth. So you may want to learn how to intuit or control your gift. Like a spiritual church will do things like meditational work, and meditation is a form of silent prayer and learns you to focus on your breath work, like Tai Chi. And focusing on your breath in order to control your anxiety is a natural therapy and a way to control your racing monkey mind. We have the Princess of Summer. This is who's on your path. You may be involved with a fellow water sign. You may be, she might be a Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio energy. She's gentle, she's sensitive, she likes poetry. She likes to have a romance novel near her bed, and maybe you're being invited to social events. That she's compassionate, and you can share all your concerns with her. So it's saying that if you're ever really sad, you can come to her for advice or a shoulder to cry on, because she'll be there for you. She's very caring nature, which is what you're attracted to. She may have a small garden she likes to sit in and think in. Might be her special place. Princess of Summer. And she's got a fondness for helping others. A very open heart. And that's what I have for you. And now I'm going to pull another card. This is for... Oops. This is an oracle card by Colette-Baron-Reid. Sorry about that. You heard my phone do its thing. These cards are very big to shuffle up. That's a jumping card. I could take that. A change in the wind. This is the Aquarian moon after all. It's all about movement, change. It also speaks about a change in circumstances. You may be changing your look. You could be changing your hairstyle. You could be dyeing it a different colour, or changing your wardrobe, or how you approach something. It could be swift movement. It could be a swift move. You may all of a sudden have to move. Observer. You may be in the medical profession. You may be a nurse or a social worker or a psychologist, and your job may be to observe others and in their environment, in different environments, in order to find out what helps them or what doesn't help them with their mental health or with your own mental health. Oh, that's a nice card to pull. Again, another Tower card. Another Aquarian image, Solitude. This is from Colette-Baron-Reid. It is the Enchanted map. That one that's coming up. Slow and steady wins the race, so they say. So the 12 with the zebra. See how his stripes go all one way? An indication of you wanting things to stay the same, but they can't always. Things have an expiration date. I was talking to my son about it. You only get a certain time to have children as a female, a certain time to do your career or on a trajectory of going overseas. When you get older, it's harder to go overseas because your muscles may ache or your heart may play up because of altitude on a plane. A sense that unseen change has been initiated, preparing for a storm. Your plans are not on firm ground. You're feeling something shifting and moving. It's human nature to yearn for eternity and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course. Remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds and nourish the soil for better things ahead. The unknown is where the magic lies. Its life's about to get very interesting. Relationships go through periods where partners seem out of sync with each other and stormy emotions and moods threaten to take down the ship. Perhaps someone has a change of heart and leaves. These rough seas are opportunities for growth, a way for you to understand, both of you to grow your own heart better and to know what you need to be truly happy. Rest assured that whatever is happening now will come from it. Take temporary shelter and remove yourself from drama. The air will clear and everything will be fresh and new again. This too shall pass. And then we have 49, the observer. See how he's got his telescope? He's looking up at the stars. Maybe you're looking to the stars, star signs, to see what's going on for you next. Perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. Most people see the world through a personal lens. They identify with their feelings and their experiences, so they come to believe that's the only way to look at something. Again, this is the hangman, looking at things from a different perspective, viewing things from an upside down viewpoint or from a different viewpoint. Some people can't do that. They can only see it from their perspective. You'll do what you need to do, whatever that may be. So there are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring instead of only considering yourself. Consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and you'll indeed find it. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Someone may be fiddling around with footage of you. Okay, so if you're in the media or you're a public figure, maybe someone watches your YouTube channel, for example, and maybe you say something that might offend someone, or it may appear to look a certain way. The powers that be, i.e. the channel or whoever you're using the platform to market your brand, may dub over your interpretation or what you think, what your thoughts are, because it doesn't align with theirs. That's for one individual I'm picking up. Maybe they're religious and don't understand what you're doing. It's likely the other person has no idea his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take to higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself and in the landscape. You'll find things improve sooner than you know. Watch for the shifts, the subtle shifts in the room. If you see or notice something that looks a bit off, or you sense that someone doesn't like you, walk to higher ground or remove yourself, find somewhere else to work. It is an advantage time for you to get some distance from what you're doing, and you may need to look at it from a different perspective. The trick is to connect to the essence of your goals, aspirations, while letting the form and timing be dictated by spirit. You may be too personally attached to an outcome and unable to see the miracle. It's not turning out as you would have hoped or planned. The perfect version of your abundance is right in front of you. Remain neutral and curious and watch the miracle unfold. So there's a puzzle you need to solve, and if you've got any air in your chart, like Aquarius or Gemini, God forbid, you may look at things differently than most, but you'll find something that no one else will see from a different vantage point and solve a mystery that no one else has been able to solve. You'll have a lightning bulb moment, an aha moment, a tower moment, an Aquarian moment. Aquarians rule science, technology, computers. Geminis rule electricity, technology, computers. So don't be surprised if you're attracted to a Gemini or someone with Gemini in their chart, because they look at things like you do and are curious like you are about how things work and what other ways you can attack something that no one else has thought of before. A unique way to look at something. That's 13. Solitude. I'm comfortable in my own skin as I detach to replenish my soul. Meditation is required when you receive the solitude card as a sign. Empty your mind of superfluous thoughts and allow stillness to flow through your whole being. This is not an advantage time to ask questions or push forward in any way. It's a period of conscious retreat. What's called for now is to step back, take your focus off of your life and your troubles. You'll be surprised of how things will sort themselves out once you've been replenishing your energy by means of a much needed rest and time out. Yeah. People that are very intuitive or psychic need to spend a lot of time on their own. They recharge when they're on their own. Scorpion energy as well. So if you're a Scorpion, alone time is a serious, absolutely have to take time away from people, places and things, including partners or family. 12 is the snail. This is a snail's pace. You may be doing something at a snail pace. Remember the old cliche, slow and steady wins the race. This is a time where you will be asked to take unhurried steps and a steady heart. Trust that taking life at a more leisurely pace will give you greater access to your dreams. Slowing down allows more contact with the juicier elements of your life, so savour them. So maybe you're doing full-time study or full-time work. It's telling you to cut down on your study, maybe cut down on your work, maybe go back more to part-time hours so you can fully grasp what you're trying to grasp and take time doing the grasping of the situation. Because the more you hurry it, the more mistakes you'll make. So slow down your execution. That's what I get with that. And then we've got the wisdom of the Faery Oracle. Sometimes pets will cross over, and because they know that you miss them and you love them and you're mourning their loss. We're mourning my mum's 2 dogs that passed away in 2019. It's been 3 years, but it can seem like yesterday for the person that's still grieving. So it's saying here, it's a fire engine. I have to do fire next, that makes sense. It's saying here that sometimes grief is a painful process and it takes time to get over something that's traumatic. It won't be instant, and you won't carry yourself the same way or feel the same way about another pet as quick as you are to replace them with something else. Because that person, that little fur person, people in furry coats as my friend used to call them, are very special, and their energy also is special and it's attached to yours. Then you'll still feel them around the home. We have a pet, my mum has a pet, and she points the exact same places that Benny used to point at when he was alive, because he would sniff out rats and whatever. But you also got to remember, pets see things that not people or humans see on our level if we're not psychic. Pets are psychic, and they sense and feel and smell things that no one else can on the human plane. They see things on another plane, as cats do as well. So don't be surprised if your pet visits you at this time, because it's a portal. We've just come through a portal and we're coming into the Aquarian portal, the technology portal. And a portal is always open at a certain time, like a full moon, or at like a winter solace, or a spring equinox, summer equinox. That's a window in time when you will be visited by people that have passed over, or animals that have passed over. My mum's been visited by her pets that have passed over, and she misses them, but they are allowed to come through because it's a full moon. I used to feel them running around my feet, and I never understood what that was about. That was years after I'd been to the home, and they'd already died, and I didn't know. And I kept looking for them because I kept feeling like they were there. My mum says she feels something run past her feet too. So they're definitely trying to reach out. When you're thinking of them, and you're missing them, you're saying, I miss you, like my mum does, don't think that they've gone. They are still around and participating and being seen by other pets or psychic mediums, if you happen to be one. This came up for some water sign. Maybe you have a twin sister or twin energy or Gemini energy in your chart. We've got silver sisters. Gemini energy is two people. Some people call them two-faced. Like, they like to have two of everything. 2 sets of keys, 2 dogs, 2 husbands, 2 wives. Some of them. Not all. They're just like twos. Maybe you have twin energy in your field because you come from a line of twins. Someone who's had twins, whether it be fraternal or identical, will pass that gene along to the 4th generation. They will have twins because they've got the twin energy. If you go to have a child, you may have twins because of that. You're a twin. Or what they call Irish twins, which the Irish twins are funny because they're not twins, but they're born a year apart, so they call them Irish twins because sometimes they can be a leftover, that's what they say, a leftover baby. Catch me. Trust, surrender, leap of faith into the unknown. You might be trying to start something new. They're not sure how to go about it. It's telling you to go and seek out advice. Just trust your gut. 9. Yeah, protect yourself from toxic thoughts and energy. Time to approach your energy work in a disciplined way. Each day it becomes second nature when learning the lesson of this card. It can be a short step away to feeling victimised, harassed, or picked on. Take necessary measures within the law and the bounds of what you understand to be right to protect yourself, along with moving through an attack without being touched, because you have strong protection and good psychic health. You'll sense it, and you'll put up your whatever you need to put up. Reflective energy, I call it reflective. I wear crystals, I wear sparkly jewellery, and that reflects that person's negativity back at them. Or you can use a mirror. I usually use a handheld mirror, keep it near my front door, and reflect whatever negativity is coming across the hallway at me. Or wear a t-shirt with reflective like mirrors on it, or crystals on it, or glittery things. It says, you're very psychic, so you are sensitive, and because of that you must trust your gut and your ability to discern what is truly taking place. Lies and hurtful things are possibly being said. Do not retaliate. Take action on your own self. You'll be hurt when you realise that the weapons of attack have nothing to do with you personally. Even if you are being attacked personally, you are not other people's ideas about you. Whatever someone else thinks about you is not your business. Do not become their lie by responding as if you are. Clear, ground, balance, and protect yourself. The next card we have is Catch Me. She's jumping off into the unknown. Aquarian energy again. Some people like to stay in their bubble. I don't. I'm not one of those people. It's the year of the tiger. It's a time to take risks. The risk is running and jumping on a plane, going for an interview, getting the job and moving there a month later. I've done that. I did that when I moved to Brisbane. I went up for a holiday, went for a job interview, got the job, moved within a month. Completely shocking to some people, but not. This is normal behaviour for an Aquarian. It's normal behaviour for a tiger too. People born in the year of the tiger. Sometimes risk and gamble can pay off. It paid off. I was up there 5 years. It's time to take a chance what others may seem as very risky, but it is time for that. For if not now, when? On a mundane level, this beautiful card can indicate a person who takes what others may judge to be almost crazy risk. It may represent a person leaving a safe job, entering a new relationship wholeheartedly, making a move in life without having examined all the consequences. But she is not someone who is foolhardy. She sees no crazy risk because she is only acting in her intuitive and in her faith. That the path of courage and trust is the only path that she can take. When she acts out of inner guidance, there is nothing to fear, and thus fears are not realised. Her feet, strong and bare, will leave the safety zone, and the healing path will be carried forward. With her into the unknown adventure, she has transcended. Yeah. There's an old saying in makeup. You have to hit the ground running, or the other one is put your skates on. And I'm guessing right now it's telling you to just, you're going to have to put your skates on and rise to the challenge, with whatever job that you've taken on or new adventure you've taken on. The fairy woman has no discernible wings, but without them she still knows she'll fly. She's trusting and moving forward and jumping off that cliff. The card denotes the creation of the wise, surrendered self, often birthed through some kind of crisis. She's the newly creating being, and her energy is innocent, unworldly, trusting, and therefore extremely powerful, potent and magical. This being is completely trusting. She's fully focused on listening to and following her inner voice. She has no worldly protection. Her arms are outstretched, and she's just jumping off into the unknown. A leap of faith, so we often speak of. She may seem to have nothing but faith, but in truth her repository of instinctual knowledge is held within her magical, miraculous self. The storm clouds have gathered about her, but she is unafraid, or rather has gone past fear, and into acceptance. She knows what will be, and what to walk forward is to create an immense possibility of miraculous healing and a profound shift. She's the divine embodiment of trust, and she represents all who take great chances, which in turn allow us to connect with our spirituality. Catch Me embodies the lesson of faith in our own soul renewal. This card symbolises the courageous leap of faith, the trust and intuition. We have no obvious means of survival, and yet we know we will, and we'll walk into our future come what may. And that's pretty much what everyone's been doing since COVID happened. Everything's new, everything has to change. We're doing things completely new and different because there is no rhyme or reason to what happened twice now. So the crystals that I'm pulling because of what I'm talking about, it's very powerful. These crystals all come from, most of them come from Rainbow Runner in Hamilton in New South Wales, and the guy that runs it, his name's Adrian. He's really good with doing readings. He works with crystal energy, and he was operating right through COVID. I buy all my books from there, which I find really good books, like if you're looking into meditation or trying to open up your intuition, he'd be a really good person to talk to. Intuitively, I take this in my person. This is a lapis stone. It's Egyptian, and a lapis stone is used to enhance intuition. It comes from Egypt. It's very sacred. And then we have a rose quartz. Rose quartz is beautiful. It's for love, to attract love, if that's what you're looking for. And the tiger's eyes, because we're talking about the year of the tiger, apparently is for people with Leo in their chart or want protection. It also apparently helps to stop burglars. And I was told not to wear it. Crones aren't meant to wear it. But because I've got Leo in placement in my chart, and I've got a tiger, Chinese astrology, I'm a Chinese tiger, walking tiger. It's the year of the tiger. I wear it for intuition, and for people with Aquarian in their chart. Amethyst is really good to help calm down the nervous system. And then I've got, this is from Adrian's shop, hematite. Hematite is meant for grounding. So if you're astral traveling, if you can't control your visions, like I am trying to figure out how to control mine through the daytime, I wear hematite for grounding, and apparently eat root vegetables. That's all I have for water. I hope you like it. There's someone out there.